Hey everybody, welcome back. So it's probably going to come as no surprise to anyone. I have a fundamental hatred of AI. It is a it's not a fear, it's more of like a reasonable threat detection of AI. And you all know I'm big on books. I went out and I bought the right dictionary to go with the right era for the Constitution. That's just me. Anybody who actually knows me in person knows that I own more books than anything else. That's just kind of my thing. And I'm more and more buying books because I don't like the way things can be just edited online overnight. When they decide they want to change the definition of something, literally overnight dictionary.com has updated it and it freaks me out because it wipes away history, it wipes away meanings of words, and words have inherent meaning. And it freaks me out. Okay. AI does it so much faster than anything else. And those who create it are the ones who cultivate what it's going to be, what it's going to say. And I watch how people react with it, and I take issue. So that's what we're talking about today. Welcome back to the Green Eyed Girl podcast. Live for Hellscape. All right, so AI, when it first came out, everybody wanted to do the fun cartoon drawings and whatever. Well, now it's gotten to the point where some of them are pretty realistic. Ian Carroll pointed out they can make an AI that replicates him so well, his parents don't even know if it's him or not because he's got enough of his voice on the internet. And I'm running that risk too. I'm sure someone at some point, if I ever actually, become more than a couple hundred people following me, thank you all, then same thing will happen. There will be enough of my voice out there for AI to replicate. So we've gone a really long way in a very short amount of time, which freaks me out. And when you start watching Elon Musk with his girlfriend bot BS with Grok, freaks me out. Okay. So my biggest concern is the dumbing down of knowledge and the dumbing down of memory. So Joe Rogan points out on his podcast all the time, he used to remember everyone's phone numbers, and now he only has a couple committed to memory because the rest are in his phone. And that is concerning. If there's people you need to reach, you can't reach them because you're locked out of your phone or your phone is dead. What are we doing? So the first time I heard that, I decided to commit my husband's number to memory. And I just have a handful of numbers that I have just programmed in my mind because if something happens and I don't have my phone, those are the people I need to reach. Now, I'm not going to go memorizing everyone's, of course. I don't remember my childhood addresses or anything like that. That's I kind of do an information flush. That's not things that I remember. But I am making it a habit to commit certain things to memory because it's important. You can't always rely on the technology to keep track of things for you. And especially in a world where it can be changed at the drop of a hat. It can be hacked, it can be edited overnight, and the things you thought you knew can be changed. So I'm buying more and more books for this reason. And of course, I'm trying to watch my editions because they edit books also as time goes on. So if you buy a later edition that's further down the line, they've changed some of the language in it from the original. And so I'm trying to kind of watch what I'm buying so that I'm getting an earlier edition. So I'm getting closer to what the author actually wrote instead of the washed out version that is current. Online, you can do that so quickly. And who knows who controls all of that? So then I start noticing, AI, and it scares me the level that people rely on it already. So just going through X, you all know I'm huge on X. That's it's like the only social media platform that I actually get on and like constantly interact with people. I've got my Instagram, but I mostly just post on there. I don't really interact with a whole lot unless you all come comment on me, which cool. Anyway, so X, I'm on there and I talk to people all the time. If you ever want to find me, come to my X. So I get on there and I just see in threads all the time and in comment sections, hey, Grok. And they put out the question and they just blanket believe whatever Grok tells them. Does that not freak anyone out? It freaks me out because there's knowledge that you should just have and you should be going to look up and you should be cross-referencing. But I'm watching so many people just like blanket rely on this AI bot that who knows who's programming that. We don't know. And then everybody freaks out. Grok 3 just went like absolutely ape and super anti-Semitic overnight. But oh, Grok 4's here, so it's fine. Like, guys, we need to get back to some level of reality. And I listen to podcasts on work. That's what I do. So that is kind of our background at work. And we were listening to one the other day in the office. I feel like it may have been Tucker had an author on, and he was talking about how much language humanity has lost and what these just think through like what the sinister purpose of that might be. And I think the same thing with cursive. They stopped teaching kids how to read and write cursive. Can't read the original founding documents because you don't know how to read cursive. There are things that are more nefarious than they seem on their face. So the dumbing down of language, the ability to change language overnight to frame things how you need them to be framed. And now you have AI who can do it even faster because somebody doesn't have to get in and program it. They just program it at the beginning of what direction they want it to go, and it can just change. That is concerning to me. I have a deep level of concern for this. So I'm a millennial who actually remembers things prior to the internet, prior to having cell phones in my hand. The difference between me and my sister, who's 6 years behind me, is drastic because she really doesn't remember a time before there was just like technology everywhere. So, and that's just a 6-year difference. So I'm that group of millennials that actually knows what it's like to live in just reality and not use Google for everything and actually go look things up in an encyclopedia in the library. So that's where my reliance is because there's knowledge that floats around in my brain that I just know. And it's stuff that I learned a long time ago and committed to memory. But when you go Google it, it says something else. So I can start buying books and I look at it and I go, oh, they're lying. It's a big lie. So AI, it moves so quickly and it's so dangerous. And if you're someone who's already relying on it for all of your information, I really highly encourage you to stop what you're doing and go start looking things up in actual physical books. Because AI can manipulate your reality so easily and so quickly and can change everything. overnight. Not even overnight. Heck, they changed Google and dictionary.com overnight while we sleep. AI changed right before your eyes. Like Grok 3. It went from just normal doing what it's doing to everybody screaming about it being anti-Semitic in 5 minutes. And that's what you're trying to rely on as a fact check method. If it doesn't concern you, it should. Because AI can work your mind and your sense of reality far too quickly. And we need to slow down and stop the reliance on it. Full stop. Slow down now before you're gone. One of the podcasters I listened to was talking about a study that was done where they had people write essays with just their brain, with the assistance of Google, and with the assistance of ChatGPT. And the highest amount of brain usage, obviously, was in the one who didn't have any assistance. The lowest was the one using ChatGPT. It's literally making you use your brain less. Use your brain more. Go find information in books, written work from years ago. Because when you look things up on Google, it's cultivated. When you ask ChatGPT or Grok or anyone else, it's even more cultivated because someone programmed that to scour the internet, look at it in certain framing, and then spit the information back out at you. That's so dangerous. And it will destroy the minds of young people and stop them from thinking. The way Google really kind of brought my generation down. So let's use some caution with AI because it's going to get really bad really quickly. And we need to go into it knowing that. Have a great day.